Okay, good. And I want you to see my bracelets and jewelry. Okay, this is a real quick message. This message is to push somebody because this is somebody's season to pivot. Um, Sometimes we feel stuck. Sometimes we have stuck points in our life because of things that happen, because of unplanned things, because of unpredictable things, because it seemed like sometimes the enemy throws a hatchet, a ratchet, whatever you call them to, in the middle of something, and it makes you feel like you have to detour, stop, pause, give up, all of that stuff.
You can still get your life back. Get your life back. It's real. Get your life back. Get your life back.
A lot of times, it is in your mindset, in your core belief. It goes back to a core belief system that you may have about yourself. A lot of times, certain situations, traumatic incidents can happen in life where it brings up that core stuff. For example, if you already feel like you're worthless or you're inadequate, when things happen, your perception becomes that's if you haven't really dealt with that, or you just triggered at the moment. So sometimes the automatic thought comes and that it'll bring up the core belief, well, I'm inadequate anyway. You may not say it with your words, but that's how you feel inside. And so your behavior will show that's the way you feel, because maybe your behavior is you give up, you pack it up. That's it. I was trying to do this. I wanted to achieve this goal. I wanted to move in this direction, but you see everything as a sign. It's almost like sometimes people look for the bottom to drop out. And then sometimes you have gotten to a place where you're motivational about things, you're inspired and you want to move, but because something happens, again, the core belief comes up, that that feeling of unworthiness comes up for you out of your system, because we carry trauma in the body. And so the memory of how you felt in the past, and then it starts playing on your mindset. And if you feed into it, you will give up. You will stop. You will end the journey and say, that's it, I'm done. I need you not to get stuck at that point. I understand some traumatic experiences they really just take you out for a moment. And that's extreme stuff, accident, injuries, things. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about a perceived barrier. So I'm going to pause for a moment. My name is Cheryl Howard. Welcome to Get Your Life Back with Cheryl podcast. I'm so glad you are here. My main purpose in life is to help you break through perceived barriers so that you can propel into your purpose, just like I had to and I am doing, okay? Perceive. Now let's bounce back into the message. Perceive, because the way you think and you look at it as an end all, be all, this is it. So now you got to go back and heal from those core beliefs you have about yourself that are negative. Now you got to dismantle all of that stuff and all of the negative, unhelpful thoughts that come along with it. Because again, if you continue to feed into it, you will become those thoughts and you will be stagnant and you will self-sabotage. And then you'll start saying, I knew it wasn't going to work. Yep, just what I said. Okay, yep, this is God. Now you have a spirit of delusional, right? That's a core belief as well. You are delusional. You have delusional thoughts. You draw conclusions that are inaccurate because something in the back of your mind, you was looking for something. So when something doesn't work right, you go automatically back to that place. Whatever happened in your life, whether it happened at 10, 12, 16, 18, you go back to that age, and sometimes you start to behave that age. That's why a lot of times we can see people's psychological age or the age of that when that trauma had a effect on them in such a heavy way. You see the 15-year-old behavior, the 18-year-old behavior, the 25, the 12, right? And this is what happens. And then sometimes there's a dominoes effect in a negative direction. But today I want to talk about the importance of learning how to perceive things in a positive way, embracing the mistakes and looking at them as lessons, but not time for you to stop. Maybe pause, regroup, reset, yes, but not stop. Especially when you know that you are doing what God has given you to do, something that's in your spirit, something you love to do, something you are passionate about, and you cannot stop. You got to get back to that place. So sometimes you have to learn how to pivot. Pivot can look like many different things. It could be taking a new route. You're not giving up. You're taking a new route, but you're still pursuing a goal. Or maybe you're finding another way of getting around it because maybe the path you was going, something got in the way of the road and there's a block there. And until that block is moved, you're going to go around this way. And it may take a little longer, but you're still going to get there. But the main point I want you to get is that you pivoted in your mind. You pivoted in your spirit. You don't see it as a end all be all, can't go further. You pivot may mean, I'm going to take another route, another direction. I'm going to rethink something. I'm going to reimagine it. And then I'm going to pursue. It's a learning lesson, okay? That's it. So the new perception is, I'm learning something in this moment, and it's causing me to shift or pivot. You may be initially upset and frustrated, but then once you embrace it and you acknowledge where you are, how you feel, because I'm not saying to regress anything. Don't regress. Don't ignore the feeling. Acknowledge how you feel about it, but you're not going to let that thought or emotion stop you. You're going to embrace it all. Then you're going to move. This is part of healing, right? Through any situation. You're going to process it. And then you're going to start to rethink things a different way because your mindset is, I can't stay here. I got to keep moving forward. What does moving forward looks like? Pivoting, shifting. If I need to get help, if I need to get more resources, if I need to educate myself more on some things, whatever that looks like for you. That's the road you will take. That's your pivoting position. Pivoting position. I don't know if I should call this that. But anyway, so somebody needed to hear that. Somebody needed to hear that. It's okay. I'm fine. I'm still alive. It's not the end of the world. It is not. It's okay. So this is self-compassion. This is what it looks like to give yourself compassion, to give yourself grace, to acknowledge how you feel, to rethink things, to repurpose things, to pivot, to shift. First, you have to shift that mindset. Then your spirit follows. Shift that, or you shift the spirit, and then the mind to follow. And your faith will align. And if you're a person of faith, faith is in the midst of all of this. And that's the wonderful thing about having faith in God, right? Because we learn how to pivot all the time. We learn how to shift. That's how we're able to thrive. When people look at us and go, God, if I was in your position at that moment, I would have lost my mind. But the faith in you did not allow you to completely give up. Completely. You had a moment, but you're back. Sometimes we call it a bounce back season. Whatever the pivoting looks like, I need you to do that. I need you to stop thinking about, okay, yeah, I made some mistakes. Maybe I took a wrong way and it didn't work out, but it doesn't mean that God does not still have this purpose for me. And you know what? How you change your perception again? Think about it another way. You know what? I got a lesson out of this. I'm going to be able to teach this to somebody. This whole experience, I may be able to package it into a course. It could be a coaching system that I can use to show people how to get from point A to point E, because I've been down the road myself, and I can literally tell somebody, this is what I did to achieve this outcome. I started here, and in case things get messy in the middle, this is how I handled it. This is the strategy I used, and it eventually got me to the outcome, the desired result. And I'm fine, and I'm better than I was before. Now I got wisdom. It took some tenacity. It took some faith. So now you got a formula. You can tell people I got faith. I had tenacity, prayer. I got some accountability partners. So that may mean getting a team of people together, friends, family, associates, whoever that team is, just to make sure you do what you're supposed to do. Like who are aligned and assigned to help you operate in your purpose and your passion. That is a strategy. People who do not want to see you fail. They're in your corner. They're your personal cheerleaders. They're like, oh no, you're going to do this. No matter what, how can I help you? How can I serve you in this season? Because they see the vision as well. Those are the people that are for you. They see the vision, they believe in you. Some of them believe in you more than you believe in yourself. You need all of those people on the team to encourage you and to move you forward and to push you. So I'm a purpose pusher. I'm a spiritual midwife. That's what I do. That's why I'm a certified life purpose coach. I'm a certified mental health professional. Okay. I'm an emotional wellness and relationship strategist. And so I help people all of the time get past these stuck points. When you apply or understand cognitive behavioral therapy or cognitive processing therapy, it talks a lot about stuck points, and it talks about how you can change the way you think and perceive things or develop another perspective on your situation so you don't stay stuck. So you move forward. So you work and you process what's going on. But then in the midst of processing, you learn how to repurpose, reauthor, rebrand. I mean, re. So that way you won't stay there and you move forward and you move upward and you elevate. And so that's it in a nutshell. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. If you can change the way you think, you can change your behavior. That's what cognitive therapy is. Cognitive processing. You're processing it, what has happened to you, and what that means to you, and why does it mean that to you. And it's going to go back to some of those core beliefs. It's going to go back to the trauma, the traumatic experiences you've had to endure or encounter. And then you've got to find meaning for that. And then you learn how to repurpose. You learn how to reframe what happened to you. A quick example, you've been through certain situations, but that's not who you are. That's the way of reframing. This happened to me, but this is not the sum of who I am. It does not define me. It's a situation that happened to me, but it does not define who I am. You may have made some mistakes, but it's not who you are. It was a part of something that you did, something you partook in. That's a word. But you're no longer in that. So that's your past. That's why it's called the past. And these two shall pass. So we can't get stuck in the past. We have to live in the present and work to move towards the future. Position ourselves to move towards the future and embrace what we're supposed to embrace at the end. That's it. I'm done. Tell me if this was a word for somebody. Tell me if this was a word for you. You pivot, you're shifting, you're resetting on your ready, set, go. On your aim, mark, fire. I don't even know. That don't even sound right. Anyway, I got to go, guys. I love you all. You wonderfully made people. I'll be back again. Until next time, you be blessed. Keep a peace of mind. All right. Time to pivot. Later, guys.